Hello, please let me know if you can hear me. Yes, I am now starting. We're starting. We're live. We're doing it live. Let's get some music going, perhaps, maybe. Music. We're gonna start, yes. Hopefully you guys like lo-fi Pokemon music to relax/chill to. Let's see. So it might be a little quiet. We'll see how many people show up. So far there's a few people, which is nice. But it could just be people scrolling through live feeds. Let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet. Sound check 1, 2. Yes, thank you. Ariana, I think is that how that's pronounced? Please let me know. So far I've gotten one order. Woohoo! From a longtime follower and patron. So I'm excited to work on this little sketch today. And if I get more orders, I will do them live. And if I don't, I will probably work on another painting for a little bit and go from there, depending on how many people continue to stick around. Please feel free to ask me any questions about anything. Cats, art, snakes, Pokemon, I don't know, other things. Let's get the reference photo going. So I'm actually going to be sketching a dog to start with. And we should probably get a background. Let's see. First, we have to decide on the color of the background, which is always a fun time. I think I'm gonna... I wish I had... Oh, I have the fat marker. There will probably be lots of marker shaking during this video since this first one is going to be a marker sketch. I will be using acrylic paints for the most part, at least to start with. And this, I haven't actually used this paint marker yet, so I'm having to start it up. Alrighty, you got it. Maybe, come on, there we go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and sketch with the background color, general shape, and then fill in the background. Yes. Hopefully it's not too horrific sounding and is nice, I guess, ASMR. I'm not a huge fan of ASMR myself, but I think, yeah, it's interesting that ASMR videos get a lot of views, and just, you know, people like it, I guess. It's not for everyone, not necessarily for me. There might also be some other things involved with that. Maybe I'll do, like, ASMR paint marker video, I don't know, to relax / listen to / chill / other things. I don't know. Work. Yeah, that's my feeling as well. Is like, bleh. I think of I'm a pretty big fan of the animation channel Ice Cream Sandwich, and he did a quick bit in one of his recent videos about ASMR and how he doesn't like it. And I was like, yeah, that's accurate. Oh, and this marker is not liking me. It might be because I had just applied a paint medium down. Now it's getting all like sticky. Let's try another one. And if it doesn't work, well, we got paint. We got regular old paint too. Let's see. The cool thing about this marker, Molotow, is they're refillable. So that means I can just open it up and stick a paintbrush in it. Is it cheating? Nah. There's no cheating when it comes to art. That's not a thing. Yeah, that's way better. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So please feel free to ask questions, because otherwise, if I don't have a topic to talk about, I get quiet, because that is my usual state of existence, is being pretty quiet. And I just remembered, I actually haven't taken my Adderall. Yes, anything can be art. Let's see if I have any Adderall with me. I've got like half of a short acting. Let's take it. Oh. I always think of The Fountain by what's his face, abstract artist, modern artist, wherein he took a urinal, a mass-produced urinal, signed it R. Mutt, put it upside down, and put it on display. And the story goes, and I could be wrong, but this is my recollection of my art history class from over 10 years ago, that it didn't, like, really make a big impact at, like, a New York showing at the time, when it was, like, first, and which was the first show it was in, but it made kind of a big impact at a show in Paris. So I don't know. Art is what you make of it, I suppose. And that is kind of the beautiful thing about it. And I wonder if my studio mate will be joining me today. I don't know if I got a text from her yet. Have I? Let's see if I can check my messages. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so she probably won't be here for a while, so it'll just be me alone in the studio. Oh, thank you for the subscription. There's a few of them now, which is pretty cool. I can hear someone else coming into the studio, though. It's a pretty cool studio space, but it's usually pretty quiet, which can be, some people want that. So this, I don't know how you would describe this doggo other than like scribbly. It's very like fuzzy. And the paint is still wet, so it's kind of dragging a bit. And for those watching, I'm considering doing live streams more regularly, like trying to be maybe like on a weekly basis, Saturdays at noon. Because my plan is to basically be painting at this time anyways, and if I can I don't know, I don't mind live streaming at the same time. And if there's enough demand, I might look into multi-platform streaming, but that costs like money. And so it's got to be like, there's got to be enough people to want that. Paint is mixing in a way that I don't want, but that's okay. We don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. As a famous philosopher once said. I swear the dog will not look like a green dog at the end of this. I have heard that people will dye their dog's fur, like the tail or something, which oddly enough, to prevent dog napping, which is really sad. But apparently that's a thing. And a couple years ago, I think now, I painted I did a portrait of a dog with like a bright rainbow tail, and I absolutely loved working on it because of that, and I gave the portrait a cool space background, and I think they were happy with it. I haven't had too many people complain about the pet portraits they've gotten. Mostly I've gotten really good feedback when someone orders a pet portrait. I've only had maybe one person really oh, I thought it was going to be like this. That was a long time ago when I was just starting out. I'll try to keep rambling to make this somewhat entertaining. Or if you guys would like me to just be quiet and just to hear the dulcet sounds of marker scritches, let me know. We don't care about your opinions. Just do the art. Make art. It is a bright and beautiful day here in Northern California. We had a lot of rain last week, which is good because we always need rain. And hopefully now that rain is soaking into the ground. And doing all that good stuff. Maybe I should talk about, I should probably promote myself while working on art. So if you are interested in getting a portrait like this one, feel free to go to my website, carolablancart.com, and you can order one. And if you order it now, I'll probably work on it while here in the studio on the live stream. This is actually a pay what you want sketch. In this case, so it's a 6" by 6" sketch. on canvas paper. And the minimum charge is $20. And then there on the shop page, you can choose to add a tip if you would like. And it can be as low as $1 or as much as, I think I put I put a bunch of options all around $1. If you wanted to go crazy, but if you wanted to spend a lot of money on an art piece, you could just order a full commission and it will have more details and stuff. So please don't feel free to say anything, or I guess not anything, but in the chat. Because otherwise I'm just going to be rambling to myself. Talk about the weather. Feel free to give me a topic. Oh, thank you. I don't entirely know what that means. I'm assuming it's like a like or something. This dog is like, so in this photo reference, this dog is like squinting, probably because there's like there's sunlight in the doggo's eyes, I think. But it looks really funny. And the paint is wet. Oh, thank you. Well, I do appreciate the likes. Thank you. The disadvantage of the paint being wet is that I can't layer paint on top of paint. It just kind of mushes around. Let's see what I can do in the meantime while I wait for it to dry a bit. Open up my paint markers, dip the brush into the paint, and then go right in. I think this is what happens. It just kind of mushes around and you just start mixing mud. This is a green dog now, not what I intended. And unfortunately, the studio I'm in doesn't have very good like electrical output, so I haven't bothered to bring like a hair dryer or heat gun because I'm just afraid that's going to like short out the whole building. It's a very old building. It used to actually be a military barrack. But it's still nice to have a studio space of some sort. And I guess I'll talk about my studio space. I started renting out a studio space at the beginning of this year. And so far it's going pretty well. Not as much like community involvement. I think it's just things have slowed down a lot for people. And I am going halvesies with my best friend. So we will come in once a week, usually on the weekends, and like chill and paint, and it's awesome. And it's nice having a space that I can do oil paintings and stuff and not like have to worry about the mess. My studio, which was just a bedroom in my house, the carpet's already ruined. Because I am very clumsy. I think it was like, I don't know. Only like a few months after we moved in that I got resin on the carpet. Let's see, question. Do you get blocked? How do you overcome artistic block? A fantastic question. I do, and I think part of it's hard, right? Because it's just you want to make something, but you don't know what to make. And so for me, kind of how I tried to just have it like a trove, I guess, of references at this point. A year ago, I had posted to my socials like, hey, people seem to like me doing these kind of like this sketchbook thing. Send me photos of your cats. And so that just doing that, I think, caused the post to do fairly well. And then I got like over 400 submissions. So I have like a ton of cat photos just that people are like, feel free to use the cat as reference, which is awesome. I have since not put that out there because I'm concerned about storage space. I like, if I get too many people sending in photos, I might run out of like cloud space or whatever. And so I'm also like just generally anxious and afraid, but I don't want to disappoint people by not getting around to painting their pets, or sketching them, I should say. And I think also some people had asked, like I filled a whole sketchbook full of black cat sketches, and it was part of my Black Cat October series, and I did it all within the month. I did 52 sketches in the month of October, which was over ambitious. And so it was a lot of work. During a time period when I was also very busy with my day job, which is taxes. But anyways, going back to your point of like, how do you get over art block? I think there's a few different ways. You don't have to just be like, hey, people send me photos of your pets. I think like it's always good to go back to the basics. Like, just find like a random YouTube video of like how to do this, or a tutorial or something, and just follow along with it. Because that will at least get you moving, if that makes sense. And all like making art is just always good. So doing anything is better than doing nothing. Absolutely. Yeah, there is a sort of like how people's motivation obviously is going to work different from person to person. And so sometimes when you're trying to like monetize it or like make a profit off of it, it can like, change how you feel about your art, because then it's less of a self-expression and more of a something else. I'm not great with words. I find that I feel I get so I have ADHD, obviously, where like the motivate, like meeting, like saying I'm going to do a thing and that I've gotten paid to do it helps me like get it done at the very least. But there is also kind of the, oh my God, am I like going to meet their expectations? Is this what they want? Kind of thing. And so I find it helpful, if someone does commission me to do a full piece, a full-on commission, not just a sketch. I'll do check-ins at each stage and ask, like, is there anything you want me to change? To make sure that it's meeting their expectations. I think there's also, so trying to monetize art is challenging in that aspect, since you're trying to, put yourself out there and be quote unquote successful monetarily. And that isn't a great feeling. It can be and it can be not. Yeah, getting treated for ADHD, I've heard from a lot of people, you hear online is really hard. I didn't start, I started seeing a psychiatrist over 10 years ago, once I had health insurance. And my mother-in-law was like, maybe you should ask about ADHD. And I was like, I don't have ADHD, because I looked at my husband, who has probably the most severe case of ADHD. I was like, I'm nothing like that. And then time progressed, and there were more and more videos posts and videos online that were just too relatable, all about ADHD. And I'm like, this stuff needs to stop being so relatable, or I need to talk to my doctor about ADHD. So then I did ask him about ADHD. And he told me, read the book Driven to Distraction and see if you find yourself in there, and then come back to me. And I said, okay. But because I have ADHD, which I later learned, that I couldn't really sit down and read that book. So I got the audiobook and listened to it while drawing and stuff, because that's something I can do. And then there was the bit about the gum wrapper. And I was like, oh, holy shit, there I am on the page. And so I went back to my doctor and was like, this was my experience. And then he's prescribed me meds from there. So sometimes having an established relationship with a doctor helps in that aspect, because then they know who you are and know what you're, that you're not just trying to get dope or whatever. It's frustrating. I do not do that. Typically, I don't, usually have a fan or anything. If I'm working with acrylics like this, I will usually, at home, I have a heat gun, and I can quickly dry the paint so that I can continue working or not mud mix. But here at the studio, I'm just having to wait. I hate going to the doctors as well. It's always terrifying. Just because, the whole thing. It's just I'm a very socially anxious person. So, going and, doing routine things like that is tough for me. And also, if you're going to, get treatment for something specific, it always just, for me, I've been having this problem with fatigue. And it just sort of feels there's nothing, causing it. There might be a reason. Might be getting closer. I'm starting to see, other specialists and stuff, but, I think I just have had bad experiences. So I don't know. I'm probably talking too personal stuff, but maybe that's what people like. We're just here to have fun and paint. Thinking of paint drying. Typically with acrylic paints, it dries fairly quickly. It doesn't take too long, depending on the environment and such. There was one time, I went to Popcats to sell my art and do live painting and stuff. And this was in San Diego in June on the harbor. And because it was on the harbor, it was very humid. And my paint and I was actually using slow drying a paint. And the paint just wasn't drying, so I wasn't able to work fast enough to get through all the requests I was getting. And so I wound up going to a local art store and grabbing some fluid acrylics, which dries much faster. Well, thank you. So, yeah, usually the problem with acrylics is that it dries too quick, not that it dries too slow. And I appear to just be painting rather than sketching, but that's fine. Should make sure to remember to drink water. You can always try doodling. Just do random doodles on a page with whatever you got, or tablet as it may be, and just draw anything if you feel the urge to draw. And I think also the importance of taking breaks is good as well. So sometimes you've got to not be so hard on yourself either. It's a careful balance of figuring out what you want or what you need. I'm struggling with the markers today. It seems I'm having it, and yeah, sometimes I have days where I'm struggling with the materials and it's just nothing is going how I want, and other days it works fantastic. And no day is the same. I want to make sure that the music I have is on loop, so it doesn't start playing other random stuff. Autocorrect with art. That's interesting. You probably, if I had to guess, it sounds like, because I have that same issue with Procreate. I don't like the brushes because just the way they feel and the way it snaps and stuff, and you can change settings and whatnot. I much prefer Clip Studio Paint as my digital drawing medium. But also although it's all made by hand, I think some people don't value it the same way as physical media. So I do, whatever I feel the mood for or what's been requested. I haven't done a whole lot of digital cat paintings recently, just because I'm doing a lot of physical media stuff. As the giant 4-foot tiger painting looms over me in the background, which you guys can't see, but there is a video on it that I was working on it a little bit ago. Yeah, someone had asked me, I did a sip and paint recently at work, and they asked me, someone was like, oh, could you do this for Procreate? I'm like, sure, but I'm also thinking in the back of my head, I hate that program. Yeah. So sometimes it's all about finding your groove, I guess. I've really become quite a fan of these paint markers. Even though they don't always do what I want them to, and they can be pricey. Squinty eyes. Let's get that nose in there. I think the biggest component of art is time. The more time you put into it, the more, I guess you get what you put in, I suppose. And I wish I could spend more time doing art. If I admire people who are able to do art for a living, because even if it's, maybe not, they're working on something that's not necessarily like their passion, like they're doing client work or whatever, or working for, someone else. But at the very least, they're making art with their hands and brain and stuff. And so all of the things that they're doing gets added to that experience, their personal experience, and they can then rely on that later on. And maybe someday I can do art full-time, but not there yet. And I don't want to dwell too much on it, because then I just get depressed. Shake, shake, shake. This dog is very fluffy, squiggly, something, dark side, something complete. Maybe I should buy another set of these markers, these Ohuhu. They seem to work pretty well. They're not, color range isn't great. They're not perfect, but they work pretty well. Or I could just use them up and refill them, maybe. They look like I could refill them. Sometimes I find if you just keep painting, it'll kind of work out. I know there's definitely the fear of overworking. Tap, tap. I should probably keep talking so that this is entertaining of some sort. But I don't know what to talk about. Who's excited for the new Pokemon game? I am. Oh, the new, what is it? Legends, not Arceus. Legends, or is it Arceus? I think it is. A to Z. That'll be good. Exciting. Probably no one wants to hear me singing. I'm currently using Molotov acrylic paint markers. It's a German brand. But I also really like Posca markers. I have a few of them here. Oftentimes, what happens as we get towards the holidays, people will start asking my husband, oh, what should we get for Carrie? He's like, I don't know. So I told him, just tell people Posca markers. They're inexpensive and I can always use more of them. And a few people have asked me, like, what markers, what markers do I use? And what would I recommend? And at this point, I just mark Poscas, surprisingly. They're popular for a reason. But I do also really like the Molotov ones because they are refillable, and they have a larger range. So I basically use a combination of both. Do I have, I'm thinking, yeah, this is good, I think, maybe. we feeling about this sketch so far, chat? I should probably address you guys more often. I am not used to live streaming. Mostly because I get easily discouraged. So I'll start a live stream and no one shows up and I'm like, well, I could do this or I could just not do that. Promotional stuff. Maybe I should promote shows or something. I have one show booked for next year. It will be Loving Cats Worldwide in Pleasanton, California. And I am hoping to go to CatCon again. Dates were recently announced. August. It's like the first weekend of August. I probably should find more shows to go to. But I don't really do craft fairs or markets anymore. I tried doing them a few times and it really just wasn't worth my time because like people just didn't really care. No one was really interested in my cat art. But the cat people at the cat shows and conventions seem to like it, which is very gratifying and validating. Getting close to the end of this painting, I think. There's still a few things that need to be done. Squinty eyes, squinty eyes. And do I have a dark gray too? I wonder... This feels very repetitive music. Okay, it's the same track. It's the same thing we've been listening to. It just has quite a loop on this part, which is fine. Purplish something purple. Yeah. This is how you destroy markers, by jamming them a whole bunch. Not refilling them. Let's see. What other color was I thinking of using? Because the ears are kind of in a shadowish area. Not the green. wonder if everyone left because, like, oh, dog painting. Nah, I don't care. It looks kind of like this dog has lips. Well, I mean, they obviously do, but like, not quite. Not quite. I'm not a miracle worker. I can only work with what I have in front of me. That sounds like a lame excuse. Let's see if we can maybe get the liner brush going. I should probably wrap up this painting pretty soon. I've already spent like an hour on it. And then what will I work on? I think I'll just do whatever I want. There's some oil paintings I've started and stopped and started. I've been thinking about maybe doing more, or maybe I could just start a fresh painting. Do I have any mini panels with me? I wonder. I could do a cat meme painting, perhaps. Always plenty of cat memes to paint. Do you like painting cat memes? Anyone who has suggestions for cat memes, please feel free to let me know. I kind of want to do Nyan Cat. It feels a little weird because it's like already a drawing. The person who made it, Nyan Cat, is on Tumblr. I wonder if they accept messages. I could ask them, hey, can I make a physical painting of Nyan Cat? Would that be cool? Maybe I should do like a giant Nyan Cat painting. That would be fun. But then I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe just having it exist is good enough. I can just put it up on the wall and stare at it and go, I made this. like an asshole. I did mark that this is not for kids. Oh, there's only one person listening in. No one cares. No one cares about my potential cat meme paintings. Or my ongoing ramblings to myself. Alright, come on, let's get this painting finished. It might be time to have a lunch break too. I've brought peanut butter sandwiches. It's just so hard to stop painting because I just want to keep adding more and more details. Like a crazy person. The eyes need a bit more paint. So does the nose. Where did my other paintbrush go? I'm always misplacing my paintbrushes. Was it this one I was using earlier? What about this one? If you like the art and would like to support it, go to my website, carrieleblancart.com, where you can peruse the art I have made or request a painting of your very own. If you request a painting today, I will probably paint it live. Unless you ask me not to, which is fine. And if no one orders a painting, I'll just work on whatever I feel like. Get nose shine in there. A little bit. There. Let's get the highlights in there. Now it looks like it's alive. Maybe some more highlights. And now for the terrifying part where we remove the painter's tape and see if it takes off all the paint along with it. Or the paper. Both of these are possibilities. Alright, it's working. I tried something new this time. I put GAC 100 as the first layer, and that seems to have helped immensely. Didn't help with the overbleed, but that's fine. It's just a sketch anyways. Alright. Do I have another liner, thinner, smaller liner brush here? I got this. I wonder, I don't think I can do polls, or at least I don't know how. Add a signature. we can call this one done. Alrighty. Put those over there for now. Let's see what kind of piles I got with me. Oh yeah, there's this one. But working that small is really hard. It'll probably just be easier if I work on a medium-sized painting. Alright. So I will set this aside. Okay, I don't have any more orders, so I'm just gonna work on a whatever. Let's see, should probably lower the bottom part. Let's do that. Okay, so I'll just use normal acrylics for this. And what should I paint? Does anyone have suggestions? Let's see. Go to my treasure trove of references. Doo-doo-doo. There's always more cats to paint. Oh, maybe Walter. Maybe I should paint Walter. Do I have a good Walter reference that isn't that reference? Let's see. People mightn't recognize Walter if I painted him. You don't mind this noise in the background of me opening up this sandwich. How? That's a really good photo. I did start a Walter painting. I suppose I could work on it more, but I'm lazy. And also I don't know where it is. Where could it have gone? I should really keep better track of my paintings. Except I don't. Okay. Let's see. What kind of background should we do? We got this big blue pen. Shaker, shaker, shaker. Is there even still paint in here? I don't think so. Let's do some acrylics. And we'll start with the blue background. Since Walter is orange, it will be a nice complement. And then we must decide, where does our Walter live in this painting? Let's see, I will need some sort of color. Let's see. Don't have any burnt umber fluid with me. I don't think. What's this? I do have this matte. Raw umber. There's burnt umber. Of course, because I didn't use this paint well, it's hard to open. This is handy dandy paint tube opener thingy that is covered in other paint. Ah, come on. Open, sesame. Oh, it's being difficult. Come on. And the paint thingy is sticky because I was using it for oils. Here we go. Alright, got some umber. Burned umber. Maybe even the blue paint is dry by now. Screw caps, my one weakness. Okay, and get some more white paint on my palette as well. People are joining in. Hello, feel free to ask any questions. Alright. And now we must draw our triangle floof. I'm going to start with the basic floof shape. I'm starting with a dark color so that I can more easily see it against the background. Oh, more people are showing up. Maybe they heard that I was painting Walter. Waltito, the Dorito. Balthazar, Fifo Balthazar the third. Some more shapes in there. Yes, shapes. Oh, looks like people left. They heard I was painting Walter. They were like, oh no. Another triangle-ish shape. Very floofy. Let's see. Okay, I'm tired of this song now. Let's see. What else can we listen to that won't be a problem? How about this? Go back to the reference photo. Block in the color, the shapes, the colors and the shapes. color here. I have it as a high flow, and it feels low. Let's see what else I got. I got this, and I got this might work. Some Naples yellow. Okay, open without needing the thing. Got some tape. Got some raw sienna. That doesn't want to open. We'll use our sticky paint opener thingy. Ah, sticky. Yeah, that looks like a good color. And then we got Quinn Nickel Azo Gold, which has been discontinued. It is my favorite color for pointing orange cats. So hopefully they make a comparable replacement color. I think raw sienna is kind of opaque color. I think does it say on here? It doesn't. Boop. And then we fill in our triangle with orange to make it an orange triangle. And then we go in with the Nickel Azo Gold, and we can immediately see how amazing and magical it is. And we can feel the sadness that it no longer will be available, or I think it stopped being available. Like whatever they had available is out there in the world. I stockpiled as much as I could feasibly get without being like overly ridiculous. Enough to probably last me a few portraits. Let's move this up so I can actually see the top of the canvas. Do, do, do. I have no idea if like the number of people I'm seeing on my end is like accurate, or if it's just like people coming in and out. Floof. Look at all that floof. You can kind of see his fluffy tail in the photo. So I'll just go ahead and add in a fluffy tail. This brush is suffering from, I used it a few times. I can't seem to get my brushes to stay good. They just get all frayed. Maybe I'm painting too rough. Do, do, do. Do. Cover up some of these sketch lines. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. Very important to make the doop, doop, doop. Doop. Maybe if I start live streaming more and there's enough people and stuff, I'll have multiple cameras set up so you can also see my palette. But not my face. I don't really want show my face. I don't like my face. But that's just me. I guess people really wanted to see my face. I'll wear a cat mask. I'll be like, no, this is my real face. I'll just show my cat. I'll show Thelma. Thelma is like the embodiment of me. She is my daughter. My cat daughter. Because I'm one of those people. Yes, and don't forget to get paint all over your hands by resting your fingers on the canvas. It's very important to the process. Because it's not really art unless you're making a big mess. I'm sorry if I'm talking too quietly. It is really quiet in the studio, and I always like feel weird talking loudly by myself. I wonder if other people can hear me and they think, she's talking to herself like a crazy person. That's okay. I don't mind. The floofy tail. Oh, I always love painting the floofy tail. Floof, floof, floof. And if this is your first time stopping by, welcome. I'm the Carrie. I make the art. I have social media stuff where I post videos and stuff of my art. Primarily, I've been doing a lot of sketching. Maybe someday I will do more finished work as time allows. Oh, thank you. Give it a fat gyat. I don't know what that is, and I feel like I should know what that is. Welcome, people joining for this stream. No idea if the numbers are accurate. We gotta get that orange color in there because this is Walter, who's known as Waltito the Dorito. And as we all know, Doritos are pretty orange. Oh, I think about it. It's interesting that I don't have an orange cat myself, seeing as how orange colored foods tend to be my husband's favorite foods. But we chose our cats because they were there, not necessarily because of their colors. Doug is orange, but he's a snake. He is my little bright orange baby snake. How long should I stream to or for? I don't know anything about streaming. And I know that doing it consistently is part of it. And other things. Feel free to let me know in the chat what you think about things and stuff. I can hear cars outside coming and going. How long should I work on this painting for, I wonder? I'm having a lot of fun with it. Oh, sorry about that. Blocked my lamp. The color I'm using, which is my favorite orange color to use for orange cats, is a little tricky to get the hang of because it's a transparent color. Once you learn how to use it, it just creates the perfect orange for orange cats, and it's really sad that it's discontinued. And so I will have to find a new color to replace it. Once I run out. It's also not available in the line of oil paints I use, so I would have had to figure something out anyways. For orange kitties. Orange oil kitty paintings. Alright, that music album ended, so now I need to figure out something else to listen to. Oh, what do we got? What do we got that I can listen to on a live stream? That's okay to listen to on a live stream. Let's do this. Let's see if this... No, probably not this. I want to, but it might get like marked. I guess we do this. It'll get a little repetitive, but it's pretty calming. I wonder many things. And I also try not to. My husband, what was he? He was asking me about something. He was like, do you think? I was like, I try not to. And then he just giggled. Thoughts, head full, many thoughts. That's usually the case for me. Too many thoughts about everything and anything and everywhere. I really should watch that movie at some point. The Everywhere, Everything movie. I remember finding it that it's streaming now. And I thought I should watch that, and then immediately got distracted. And I'll make my husband watch it with me just simply by turning it on. Much like I did with SpongeBob recently. Alright. Time to change colors and do a different piece, different part. I have no I say the word like a lot because I'm in California. Some people are very methodical with how they go about painting, and I'm just kind of all over the place. I kind of go oh, I should do this over here, or now I'm going to do this over here, and I get very distracted within my own art, if that makes sense. And this burnt umber is not quite the color I think I want it to be, but it's the color I'm using. And don't forget, I have a sale going on right now where you can purchase a sketch painting that'll look not too dissimilar from this. Maybe more complete, obviously. I normally only do sketch paintings for people at live events because I would much rather do full detail commission paintings at home / at studio outside of events. And you can do that by going to carrieleblancart.com. And you can order a painting. And then I will put my soul and life force into it. And also it will be a painting of a cat, probably. Someone is driving up the parking lot. I wonder who it is. More floof. This cat needs more floof. More floof. Floof, floof, floof. Doesn't this music just remind you of playing Pokemon? Wandering around in the fields, catching Pokemon? Oh yeah, I was gonna grab another color. Add it to my palette. There we go. Just a little bit. These darker, shadowy spots. Yeah, that looks better. More orange for the cheeks. Orange cheeks. My watch is telling me it's time to stand up, but I don't want to. I don't know. Sometimes I look at the feed, it's like, there's 5 people. I'm like, oh, 5 people. And then it's like 1 person. I'm like, okay, what happened to the 5 people? And my guess is just that people are just kind of zooming through their feeds. And they're like, oh, boring art stream, don't care. Yep, that's exactly what happened. I'm reminded of the Midnight Gospel cartoon, where he has like 1 person that listens to his podcast. It felt very familiar. The secret is to be obsessed with cats. The secret to life. Okay, it sounds like my studio mate may not be making it in today, so it'll just be me. This kitty has green eyes, so let's get some green in there. Too wet. And then we take a step back and look at it and go, everything is wrong. And make adjustments. Yeah, I really should try to see for next time, get a camera on the palette so you can see the paint mixing. That might be more interesting than seeing like a paintbrush occasionally on the canvas. Currently just have the one, so I'll need to figure out how to get that set up. Let's see. Might be time to switch brushes. Gotta remember to drink water. Blue feet, floofy legs, floofy paws. Okay, what kind of other brushes do I have here at hand? This one should do. This paintbrush is also not great. Oh, if only I could take care of my brushes. Maybe then they wouldn't all get so frayed. Maybe if I actually cleaned my brushes. Here's a couple brushes that feel up my alley. I think my Adderall is already worn off. I'm feeling pretty tired. It is my tired o'clock time. Which is all the time. Do I have any thinner available? There it is. I just love it when dried paint gets into globs of paint and onto the canvas. It really adds a lot of texture that I was totally going for, and definitely not something, not the opposite of what I wanted. The M on the four cat blah 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 blah. The M on a cat's forehead stands for magic. Or possibly meow. I finished the dog painting. So here is the dog painting. That's a sketch. And now I'm working on a painting of Waltito the cat. Or Walter the cat. Also, aka Waltito the Dorito, aka Walthazar Fifi Valthazar the Third. And if you know what that means, awesome. And if you don't, that's okay. I've done a few paintings of Walter. Oh, well, thank you. I try my best to paint fast. A lot of practice helps. And I just forgot what I was thinking. I think my Adderall's already worn off. Hello, brain. I'd like to speak with you. I've painted Walter a few times. And sometimes, like, I had a sketch I did of Walter as, like, an example painting at a show. And, like, people recognized it and someone bought it. Though I think they bought it not because it was Walter, but because it looked like their cat. Which is the nice thing about, like, black cats, I suppose, is that people who love black cats love black cats. I am one of those people. And so, like, if you have black cat stuff, people are like, oh, this looks like my cat. Because a lot of black cats look very similar. After booking and painting so many black cats, I can start to see differences. I should probably do more black cat paintings. Those are always my most popular ones. I feel like it's getting worse for me. Like, my brain is just like, no, we're not gonna work anymore. Who's in charge here? Dopamine. Fainted. Oh, God. I still don't know where... I started a painting of Walter here on a triangle canvas here in my studio, and also one at home. And I don't know what happened to the one here in the studio. Nope, not there. It's not a very big place, and there's not many places it could be. Well, that sounds like ADHD to me. Because you start thinking of like, oh yeah, I should do this, and if you don't do it now, you're going to forget later, and then or put it off for like 10 months. Whatever it is. And you just have to live with that. Yeah. Yep. Or start something and get distracted halfway through and never finish it. I have a number of paintings that are like that. Which is, I guess, part of the reason why I like doing these sketches so much. Is because I just do them in one sitting. It's the worst if I like get distracted while I'm doing a sketch or something and then set it down for months. You are fine. And yeah, it's not surprising that there's a delay. I have uncompleted paintings from like 4 years ago. And it's just whatever. There's only so you can only like beat yourself up for those things for so long. Yeah, I find like my old sketchbooks are like little time capsules of what I like. I may not have been drawing stuff related to what was going on in my life at the time, but I remember what was going on when I was drawing it, or whatever it is. At least some things. Not everything. I've also filled a lot of sketchbooks at this point because I had a personal goal at one point to fill 100 sketchbooks, which I did do within a certain time period. I wanted to do it within like a 10-year window. And I did manage to do that. And I've opened or started more sketchbooks since then, but since then I've done more paintings. Boop. 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 think I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon. And I'll try to see if I have the energy, motivation to stream next week. We shall see. Maybe I should also try other platforms, though I'm reluctant to. I don't know. I want to, but I don't want to. Just not sure if it's worth the time and effort if no one's gonna watch. Okay, I think this is enough for this painting and for this stream. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. If I will determine if I'm going to stream later this week, and I'll make sure to schedule it. Yeah, so thank you again. Feel free to go to my website, carolablancart.com. You can get a sketch painting of your very own if you would like. Yeah, I'm not gonna have my signature quite yet. I don't know if I'm done. So, yeah, this was fun. I had a good time, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.